What are different types of digital data? Yes, in chat box. Okay. So tell me what are the different types? Structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. Okay. So tell me what is meant by structured data. You all are familiar with that, and from the second year and third year, you can deal with that structured data. So anyone from those who are present in this lecture, please tell me what is meant by structured data. What is meant by structured data? Yes. What is meant by structured data? So guys, those who are present at here, Omkar, Meena, yes, Akshay, the things we are learned in the chapter number first. What are the different types of digital data? So basically, they are having three types of digital data: structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. Okay. The example of structured data. Yes, tell me the example of structured data. Yeah. So those data we are going to store into the RDBMS in the form of rows and columns, right? Yeah. So database table. So rows and columns data format. So such types of data is called as a structured data. Okay. And which data is called as unstructured data? Which data is called as unstructured data? Yes. Basically, unstructured data consists of different types of data which they're having no any predefined structure. They're having no any predefined schema. Okay, in case of structured data by database, first by using DDL command, you can create the schema, right? By using create table, right? So then after creating a schema, then you are going to insert the data into that tables by using DML, okay, data manipulation language. So in that we are going to manipulate that data by using insert, update, delete command, right? But in case of unstructured data, okay, so they're having no any predefined data model, they're having no any predefined data structure, okay. So it consists of different types of data. Some of the data are in a PPT format. Suppose I can consider the example of any organization. So it consists of the different types of data are there, right? Some of the data is a PDF format. Some of the data in the video, they're having some images and all that thing, right? So all the different types of data, the combination is called as a. To the next part, that is semi-structured data. Okay, so what is meant by semi-structured data? Semi-structured data means it is a combination of both structured data and semi-structured data, unstructured data. So it having some part is in a structural format and some of the part is in an unstructured format. So let's consider one example at here. Yeah, partially structured. So such types of data is called as a semi-structured. For example, if you have to write your XML format, your HTML format, then your JSON format files. So these are categorized under semi-structured data. Okay, so students should able to know that which data is categorizing which types of digital data. So that's why the chapter number first is included in your syllabus. Okay, you are spending the I think 4 lectures on that. So everyone should know that what are the different types of digital data. Okay, and students should be able to categorize that data according to the category. Okay, so now moving to the chapter number 2. Already we have to give some introduction about that big data. Okay, so in the outline of this chapter or these lectures, we will see that what are the characteristics of data, then introduction of that big data, and why this big data concept is introduced. Okay, so these are the outlines of the today's lecture. So see guys at here, so what are the characteristics of data? Okay, so everyone should know that characteristics of data means what. Yeah, everyone has to know that what exactly mean by data. Okay, so basically data is nothing but the raw thing, right? So it can quantitative in the it consists of the characteristics, symbols, and all that thing. Okay, so all the raw material, you can say that it is a data. Raw things, you can say that it is a data. And what is information? Okay, so after processing that data, you have to extract the meaningful information, right? So that is called as a information. Okay, so what is information? You have to process that data, right, by using different processing technique, and we are going to extract the meaningful information. So why it is important? Okay, why this knowledge acquisition is important? Because so every organization, for example, already in the last lecture I have given my example at here. So in the company, okay, in any organization, so data analysis has to be done, right? So you can analyze that data for what? So by using that, we are going to extract the meaningful information, and this information is useful for decision making purpose. This information is useful for decision making purpose. I think in the management information, MIS, so you have to see that different information systems are work at the different level, right? So in that, having your management information system, executive information system is also there, expert systems are also there, right? So why these information systems are useful for the organization? For decision making purpose, right? So at the departmental level, so they're having the MIS system, right? So DDL system is also there, that also there. So the manager can be handle that information. So in that, MIS consists of the whole information related to that department, right? So there the manager can be take the decision. Yet after that, processing that data, and by using that, you can extract the meaningful information for that. Okay, and at the executive level, so who can use that executive information system or expert system? So those who are the executive persons in your organization, means at the CEO, okay, and management body, right? So it consists of the summarized information to your organization. In the MIS, consists of the detailed information regarding to that department. Okay, so departmental level, they can give the summarized information to the expert system, right? So then you have to process that information and in that you extract the meaningful information. So that information is useful for taking the future decision regarding to your organization. Okay, so that's why such types of information systems are available in an organization. So data is one of the most important thing in every organization. So why it is important? So this is a raw thing. So we are going to process that data, and by using that, we are going to extract the meaningful information. So why this meaningful information is necessary? By using that, the organizations will take decision making. Okay, so already in the last lecture, I have given one example for the Mahindra tractors, right? So that those who are the state level manager. Okay, so for example, in the Maharashtra, how many showrooms are there, and how much sell of that particular tractor in the month of March. Okay, so according to that, okay, so according to that, the Mahindra company can be take the feedback from every state level manager. Okay, for example, in the Assam, okay, in Assam state, so they're having less sell as compared to other state. Okay, so at that time, those who are the marketing manager, okay, those who are the marketing manager, what they have to do, the first thing is that they are going to collect the data from all the states, okay, how much sale of that particular tractor, okay. So after collecting that data, so that data is processed, right? And after processing that data, we are going to extract the meaningful information. What is the meaningful information from after the processing? So they have to, after the analysis, they have to found that, so in the Assam state, they're having the minimum sale as compared to other states. Okay. So at that time, marketing manager has to be take a decision. What type of decision they are going to take? So how to increase the sale in that particular state. Okay. For example, in Assam, they're having less sell as compared to other state. So marketing manager take a decision, right? What type of decision has to be taken? So how to increase the sell on that particular state. So for that, they have to do the advertisement, right? They can directly contact with the customer. Okay. So they're having the many ways. So they are going to, means regarding that sell, the decision has to be taken into that organization, right? So that's why, right? So that's why, so these collection of the data, processing of the data, and extract the meaningful information from that data. So this is very important. So already we have studied that data mining and data warehousing, right? So anyone from those who are presented in this lecture, so tell me what is meant by data warehouse. What is meant by data warehouse? Yes. What is data warehouse? Yes. What is meant by data warehouse? Yes. In data warehouse, it consists of what? All the history about your organization. For example, from last 1 decade or 2 decade. Okay. So it consists of the all the information regarding to your what? Data related to your organization, right? And what is data mining? So data mining is a tool by using that you can analyze that data, whatever the data has to be stored into that data warehouse. And in that we are going to extract the matching patterns, right? And this will be useful for extracting the knowledge, right? And this knowledge is useful for taking the decision in an organization. So already you have to learn that KDD process, knowledge discovery in database, right? So that's why these are some of the characteristics of data, and we are going to process that data, and after processing that data we are going to extract the meaningful information from that data. So I think you all has to be clear that clear the concept of data and information. Okay. What are the characteristics of the data? Okay, so basically they're having three characteristics of the data: composition, condition, and context. Triple C. Okay, composite data, they're having some condition and they're having some context. Okay, and where it is stored? So basically data is stored in the hard drives, external hard drives, and the smartphones, right? So why the now next we are going to see that introduction of that big data. So see guys, so introduction of in the big data. So major data sources of big data. Okay, so nowadays they're having any large number of archive data, means archive data, internal documents are there related to your organization. It consists of the multimedia files are there, so means digital files, pictures, videos, texts are there. Then operational and the analytical database is also there, right? So then sensor data, social media data, machine log data. So means a one organization can consist of the large number of or unstructured data is there, right? So basically, uh, again they're having a problem for where it is stored. Okay, so again in the storage they're having the limitation, right? So that's why the big data concept is introduced. So already I'm saying that suppose you can consider the social media website, suppose Facebook is there. So in daily they're having 10 millions user can upload the images, right? Upload the videos and upload the text messages on that Facebook, right? But where it is stored, right? So that's why there is need of big data. Okay, so major data sources for the big data are internal document, multimedia, means it is an unstructured type of data. So where it is stored, so that's why there is need of what? Big data. There is need of can consider you know that the Google having the Google consists of the big data. So in the 90% of the world data is created in the last 2 years. Okay, so business leaders do not have the sufficient suppose if they're having the business leaders, okay, so do not have access to data they need, right? And 83% of the CIOs cited BI and the analytical as a part of their visionary plan. So means they're having 90% of data is created in the last 2 years. So that's why. So nowadays, the one of the most big problem in front of digital data, that is where it is stored. So that's why the new concept is introduced, that is big data. Okay. So why this big data concept is introduced? Because you know they're having more data is there. So you can consider the example of Google. So Google consists of huge amount of data, right? So and after storing the data into the server, so you can require, you have to analyze, more accurate analysis is also very important. For example, if you have to write any phrase in the Google search button, right? So at that time, that words related data has to be displayed, right? 1 minute, guys. Okay. So students, they're having one emergency. Okay, we will continue afterward. I will put the message on WhatsApp. Okay, then you can connect with me. Okay. So today I will be stop at here. I will take the screenshot of your attendance. 1 minute. Urgent बोलवलंय का? मॅडम अर्जंट बोलवलंय. लेक्चर चालू आहे की. 1 minute. I will take the screenshot of your attendance. Also, you can put into the chat box. Your roll number can be put it into the your in chat box. Hello, students. Everyone should put your roll number in chat box.